Hi, my name is Oscar and I'm a scientist, and in today's video I'm going to cover the labor certification form for EB2 NIW green card application. Do you need to add this form in your package? Which form do you have to use? So we're going to cover those topics, but also I will give you a sneak peek to my new EB2 NIW comprehensive course, and if you like it, you can get early access to that content. Let's leave that to the end. Now let's focus on the labor certification. So many people are confused about this because NIW stands for National Interest Waiver. We are asking the USCIS to give us a waiver for the labor certification part of the process. So the quick answer is yes, you need to include this form. Now I'm going to explain why, okay? Because it's always important to understand that. We're going to see that in the next slide with the diagram. But first let me note that this form that we're going to use, which is ETA-9089, is not a USCIS form. That's why it starts with ETA and not with an I, like all the other forms we usually talk about. So that's why I have this logo here to really make you see that these forms will look a little bit different, okay? But let's try to understand why we need to have this form in our process. Well, all the employment-based green cards have three main parts. We have the labor certification part, also called PERM, then we have the I-140 process, and then we have either an adjustment of status, if you're in the US, by the way, I have a video on adjustment of status that you can watch, or if you're abroad, you would substitute this by consular processing. I also have a video on that, you can watch it in the link I'm going to leave. However, if you self-petition your green card, and that's EB2 NIW for example, and that's also EB1A category, then you are basically jumping over this step. You will not do the PERM, you will not do the labor certification. What is that labor certification process? It is a whole process, it's not just a form, a process in which the company that sponsors you will have to prove that there are no American workers hurt by admitting you as an employee in their company. So they have to go through a series of steps which are describing your position, posting your position, your role, and seeing if Americans will apply to it. This process takes months, and at the end, if they are successful, they will get the approval from the Department of Labor, and that's the famous labor certification. Now you are wondering, so if I don't have to go through all of this because this green card category is self-sponsored and I'm not using a company, there's no labor certification process, why do I have to have the form? Well, think that the I-140 form, for example, is used not only for EB2 NIW, not only for EB1A, is used for all the EB1s, EB1A, EBC, all the EB2s, and EB3 as well. So it's used for a multitude of processes, and the evidence that you need to attach to the I-140 is generic enough so it can be used for all those processes. So that's why the labor certification document is part of the I-140 submission. Now, the good news is that you don't have to go through all of this. You only need to take the form and fill it out, not even the whole form. We're going to see only certain parts you need to fill out yourself. You don't need to ask the Department of Labor for approval. You just fill it out, sign it, and put it in your I-140 package. So in a way, it's going to feel great because you're going to feel that by spending 10 or 20 minutes, you are jumping over a whole year of process. Okay, this is another view of a green card process, a typical employment-based NIW process where either for EB2 NIW or EB1A, we don't need the PERM, we don't need the labor certification, we just start here. If we are abroad or in the US, we can do a separate I-140 filing, and then if we are abroad, we go to consular processing. If we're in the US, we do adjustment of status, and that would be separate filing because we wait until we get the I-140. If we are in the US and the visa bulletin is current, we can also do concurrent filing, which is submitting I-140 and I-485 adjustment of status together. That's not always the case, that's not always possible. Like for example, right now, beginning of 2023, nobody can do concurrent filings of EB2 NIW, but I hope in the future that will be possible again. So let's go back to the topic of labor certification. So how do you have to do it? What form do you need to use? Well, you can use two forms, and this is information straight from the USCIS official website. I'll leave a link not only here on the screen, but I'll leave a link in the description below. And you can see how they say, if you are seeking a waiver of the job offer, labor certification requirement, this is what you need to do. You either fill out parts J, K, L, and M of form ETA-9089 or Part B of form ETA-750. So there's some confusion because they allow both of them right now. In the past, they used to allow only form ETA-750. Now they are allowing both. My gut feeling is that in the future they will only allow ETA-9089, and that's because if you see in the Department of Labor website, this form 750 is now used for athletes. So I believe in the future they will discontinue the use of 750, and that's why I typically just recommend use 9089. I think that's the one that will live longer. Okay, so how you can get it? This is, as I said earlier, a Department of Labor form. So you basically go to Google as usual, and you can just write Department of Labor or Department of Labor forms. You click on the main website, make sure you are in a .gov website, and click on Forms. And then you have all the forms from the Department of Labor. And now we look Application for Permanent Employment Certification, Form 9089. We click on it, and immediately it will open up the form. It's a form that you can edit. Remember that you only need to fill out certain sections, and those are K, L, and M, J, K, L, and M, as I said earlier. One thing to note here that people will realize is that this form is actually expired from 2021. I always say go to the official website because that's the way you don't get expired forms, but this is an exception. It seems for some reason they didn't get this version updated soon enough. So I actually wanted to learn more about this because I didn't know what happens if you use this, and I contacted the Department of Labor in September last year, and they replied to me, and I'll leave a link to this article where I discuss this, and they replied that it's okay, that they will accept this form even though it shows as expired. So this is an exception to the rule of always send forms that are not expired, okay? So once you have that form, you fill it out, it will take 10-20 minutes to complete. Print it twice, print it in duplicate, sign it in black ink, always sign it by hand, and then include these 2 copies in your I-140 package. By the way, I have a whole video talking about the I-140 package and what to include. This diagram is from that video. I'll leave a link here if you want to watch that video in detail. But of course, one of the parts of your petition package will be forms and fee, and one of the forms, as you can see, is form ETA-9089 in duplicate. And again, by in duplicate, I mean just print it twice and sign 2 times. Okay, so this content actually is part of my course that I'm preparing, and I recorded specific lectures on the ETA-9089 yesterday night. I uploaded them, and in those videos I go a little bit more in detail. I show you how my form looked like, how to fill out each and every section of that form. So that's part of the content that I offer through my website, EB2NIW.info, where you can find a lot of free information there, and you can also download my petition, my adjustment of status package, and now I'm working on this comprehensive course that will be something that doesn't really exist right now out there, which is a course that will go step by step into how to prepare an EB2 NIW petition. And in today's video I wanted to give my YouTube viewers a little bit more information and even early access to this course as I finish putting it together. One special thing about this course is that it will be both in English and Spanish. So for those of you that are less fluent in English but understand Spanish, you can watch all the content in that language as well. You will have on the left side all the contents. So I go through introduction, where you can actually download. In this course I include all the downloadable material from my website and some more. So I have my petition package, my ebook, my adjustment of status package, and then I have a translation oath you can use to translate documents. I have a checklist for prong number 2 to make your life easier while you are preparing your case. I have 2 examples of personal statements or professional plans, and I have a CV template as well. And then we go through the EB2 NIW green card category with an overview to the process, recap on the requirements, visa bulletin, how to interpret it, and sometimes I have little quizzes, and of course everything is voluntary here, you don't have to do it, but a fun way to determine if you are actually learning what you should be learning. And then I go a little bit more in detail on all the requirements if you want to go through the advanced degree route, exceptional ability, all the DANASTAR prongs, the I-140 petition, the parts, the objective, how to work on a good resume or CV, how to craft your endeavor statement, gathering evidence, recommendation letter. Recommendation letters are extremely important. So you can see here I have a specific lecture on it and showing you examples of them, and then how to deal with foreign language documents, and then we go also in detail with the cover letter, how to structure it, how to write it, tips on how to write good English in these letters, and then we go a little bit in detail on personal statements, how to deal with them if you need it. Maybe you need a personal statement, maybe you need a business plan. So there's a lot of detail here, and of course including forms, and that's what I was talking about that I recorded just yesterday, how to fill out each form, how to get the official information. So for example, ETA-9089, we have videos on that topic as well. And in the next couple of weeks I'm going to finish that section, then we'll move to how to assemble your package, your physical package, how to mail it, and at that point I will open the course to everyone on my website, and the price will go to the full price. But today, if you want to check out this course and have this course for a full year, you can get it at 25% discount. So if you go and click the link I'm going to leave below, you can read more about the course, watch a little video about it, and if you're interested, you can pay either in one-time payment or pay in 2 months. And with the discount code YouTube, you will be able to get this course at a discount. So let's take a look here. I write YouTube, I hit apply, and it should subtract 25%, so $60 off. In my case, I have sales tax added because I'm in Europe right now, so we have sales tax, but hopefully where you are you don't have that, and it will cost much less than this. So I'll leave it here. I wanted you, the YouTube subscribers, to be the first ones to have access to it. I do have some people that had even earlier access to give me some feedback, but now it's time for you to gain early access, and then in 2 weeks, in the middle of February, this discount code will stop working, and then the full course will go live online. So I think this is a good option for you if you don't want to spend thousands of dollars in lawyers, for example. If you have the time to educate yourself, to put effort in your own petition, you can use this course to guide you. You will get all the information like the I-140 examples, so you can see what I did, and then you can hear me talking about those examples that I will cover throughout the course. So I think it's a great way to really invest in your future, invest in your green card application, and get a lot of value out of not so much money, nearly not as much as it would cost to hire someone to do the petition for you. So thank you for watching as usual. Spread the word about this course, spread the word about this channel, and I'll see you in the next video.